Hello everyone, my name is Bruce Lucas and I'm a cybersecurity professional. Hello everyone, my name is Bruce Lucas and I'm a cybersecurity professional. Don't be confused. It's just the difference between defensive security and offensive security. In this video, I'll be sharing with you step by step what defensive security is against what offensive security is, and then you might make a decision of which field in cybersecurity you would really want to delve into. I would also be explaining the different roles that you can fit into in companies as a blue team or a red team, which is the same thing as defensive or offensive security. Let's get into the video. The main reason why I'm getting into this video is because I want to guide one set of people, and those are the people that are looking to get into the world of cybersecurity, especially as a career. My journey started in 2004 in Yahoo Messenger groups, where I saw people buying and selling credit cards, buying and selling email apps and extractors and hacking tools, and that's where I got interested in the world of cybersecurity. So these days when people say I want to study cybersecurity, there's one thing you have to get clear. There's offensive security and there's defensive security. So if you're looking to be a hacker, you're looking at offensive security. If you're looking at being a defender of networks and defender of intrusion and so on, you're looking at defensive security. So let's get in and know more about offensive and defensive security. We're going to start by defensive security. People in defensive security are called the blue team in every organization. The focus of this team is to implement a wide range of controls to guard against potential attacks, which means you're building yourself in a knowledge gap to learn about a lot of things that can help you defend any kind of threat that is coming into the organization. So your mindset is thinking as a defender of network systems, devices, and so on. So your professional building is focused on maintaining defense using apps, hardware, and tools that make sure nobody can penetrate your network. Now, the approach to this is reactive and protective, meaning that it involves implementing measures to shield data, networks, and systems from hostile activities, unauthorized access, and security breaches. So your goal at the end of the day in your entire career field looking at defensive security is to prevent attacks, detect ongoing threats, monitor your networks, monitor your devices, monitor your server to make sure that there's nothing suspicious going in, and before it could happen, you defended it or you could mitigate such kind of attacks. That is the entire mindset around the blue team, defending. Now let's move over to defensive techniques. Have firewalls to build barriers and restrict people from access. You have intrusion detection systems, intrusion prevention systems. This system helps monitor the network for malicious activities and create policy violations within the network. Then you have encryption. Instead of leaving things plain, you encrypt it so somebody cannot have access to it. That's you defending that data. Then you have SIEM tools. SIEM tools are security information and event management tools that collect and analyze security data as to like access. How many people are accessing my server? If the number of people have increased, why did they increase? And that can help you stop any potential attack because the hackers might be trying to access it using different false information. Then you have endpoint detection and response. And this monitors all the endpoint tools that you're using within your network or within your infrastructure in order to see signs of threats or even potential threats that might be internal. Not all threats are from external hackers. It can be internal from teams within your organization trying to have access to areas they are not supposed to have access to, and you could detect them using EDRs or SIEM tools as well. They have threat intelligence integration, where you integrate external data, external AI, you integrate things that can help you know ahead of time when a potential threat is about to attack. Then we go to the almighty guys, the guys that everybody knows and are usually excited to talk to about the world of cybersecurity. And those are the offensive security guys. Those are the guys in the red team. Now, the red team, the focus is finding and exploiting specific weaknesses to improve overall security. Now, these are still the guys you also call ethical hackers. Now, ethical means they are doing it for the right reasons, even if they are hackers. But the approach to this entirely, the way they think and the way they work as offensive security professionals, they think like attackers. They are always attacking the system. You have a device that would attack the system to find vulnerabilities and have access to systems as well. So having access to the system gets to pinpoint where that vulnerability is for the blue team to defend it, as it were. So professionals in these fields are actively seeking to exploit vulnerabilities and find weaknesses in systems before malicious actors do. So they can work within an organization specifically to always find the loopholes that can be potential threats to other external actors. So the approach is being proactive, being aggressive, always looking for it, even when you feel the system is entirely secure. Month in, month out, you're still launching attacks to find vulnerabilities. It involves simulating these attacks in order to inform the blue team about them. The goal is to identify and exploit specific vulnerabilities to reveal those security gaps and understand how an attacker could breach your defenses. This knowledge is then used to strengthen the overall security posture of an organization. So with this, you would understand that you need both teams, and none of the teams are bad. The defenders are good, they do the defense. The attackers are good, they do the offense. But these teams come together to actually make sure that the security posture of any organization is strong. Now, let's go to the next part, the techniques they use as red team. Penetration testing. This is when they test to see whether that system has any identified vulnerability. Then next, red teaming. Multidisciplinary simulations. They come and create a potential situation like, okay, what if somebody comes and puts in a username instead of an email? What happens? They create different kind of scenarios, simulate those attacks, and attack the system just to see what happens in there. Then vulnerability assessment. They also look at tools, software. Let's say your app is using PHP. Is there any vulnerability in using PHP? Oh, you're using a payment gateway. Is there any vulnerability in using the payment gateway? Because these kind of attacks could come from external threats, gaps, not only from the internal system that you have built within the company. Now, the exploit development means creating tools. So even within the offensive security team, which are the ethical hackers, they can create tools just to attack your system. It's part of it. Or they can create tools just to see that they create an automated way of always checking that that vulnerability does not happen. Lastly, social engineering testing. This is where they hack the real humans about information interchange and see how much the company staff could give out information or withhold information within the organization so it does not become a potential threat. Remember, cybersecurity is not only about the devices, it's also about information sharing. There's a level of information sharing that you have within your organization that can become the potential threat to the organization. So as a professional, you have the responsibility to choose where your flavor lies. What gets you excited in the world of cybersecurity? Where would you see yourself? A blue team or a red team? So for jobs that you can look out for in the blue team is being a security analyst, an incident responder, security engineer, malware analyst, security architecture, digital forensic analyst, threat intelligence analyst, SOC analyst, that security operations center analyst, and then the list goes on. But these are people that are mostly specific about defending systems. Now, on the role of a red team, you can be an ethical hacker. Yes, it's actually a job role in an organization. Here in Lotus Square where I work, we have people that the job roles are ethical hackers, and their job is to actually go hack systems and reveal those vulnerabilities. Now we have penetration testers, which is pretty much things that ethical hackers do, which is to look at the entire system of the organization and find all the possible loopholes within those organizations as well. That's his job role. You can be an ethical hacker, you can be a penetration tester, then you can be a red team specialist, and you can be a red team engineer. So those are actually corporate jump roles where you have blue team and red team. So you can have somebody that is a red team specialist and somebody that is a red team engineer, where on this part, you can have somebody that is a security engineer, usually the defensive security. And then you can have also a blue team specialist, which is on the defensive part. So this summarizes two important things that you should know about getting into the field of cybersecurity when it comes to defensive and offensive security. If you're looking to learn more about cybersecurity, click on the link below, follow Bruce Lucas, and probably you can get some tips, tricks, and also watch out for videos that are coming up from my channel, 50 practical guides in cybersecurity. So I'll be coming up with a video where you would learn 50 hacking techniques, practical hacking techniques in cybersecurity, and look forward to seeing you. Subscribe and join this channel. Thank you.